All right, we are ready here to make some predictions. Let's do this. Yeah. Woo! I'm the only one here. I'm lonely. Help. Today we are going to be making our predictions for the 2017 MLB Playoffs. From last year, we've got a few changes. Last year in the American League wildcard, I forget who was in it last year. I think the Blue Jays were in it. And some other team. Was it Baltimore? I think it may have been Baltimore. But they are replaced this year by the Minnesota Twins, who have just shocked everybody and have somehow made it in. Not to mention the New York Yankees, who, thanks to Aaron Judge, have made it in as a wild card. See, we got the Indians, who won their division. There's not really a change there. Astros, I think last year, let's see. The Texans won their division last year, so the Astros changed it, and Boston won theirs, so there's no change there. We move on to the National League, where we see the Cubs and the Nationals won their divisions, no change there. Dodgers won their division, there's no change there. But then we look and we see in the National League wildcard that we have the Rockies, who have surprised, I'm guessing, all of us this year, and the Diamondbacks, who also have surprised a lot of us this year. But those are two teams you don't really get to see in the playoffs all that often. So, I'm not judging them. I want them to go on and beat the Dodgers, whoever wins that game. So why don't we get these predictions started? We'll start off with the American League over here, where the Minnesota Twins are playing the New York Yankees in the American League wild card. So I got my trusty drawing machine mouse thing over here because I'm terrible at technology. Who do I think is going to win this game? Well, it's a best of one series, obviously, and whoever wins this game goes on to play the Cleveland Indians in the ALDS. I'm going to try and draw their logo the best I can. Yeah, I took honors art classes in 8th grade, so I'm an artiste. But yeah, I think the Minnesota Twins are going to defeat the New York Yankees in the American League wild card for reasons that some of you guys might find a little bit crazy. I feel like the Minnesota Twins just really, really, really want to make a statement. Last year, they won like 55 games. They were the laughing stock of the MLB. Just no one expected them to make it to the playoffs this year. And I think they want to surprise people even more by not only making it to the playoffs, but making it past the wild card game and actually playing the powerhouse that is the Cleveland Indians. And I just think that determination is going to overpower the New York Yankees. Now, let's move up to the ALDS. We've got the Boston Red Sox number 3 seed playing the Houston Astros number 2 seed Houston Astros with home field advantage. This is a best of 5 series, so the first team to 3 wins in the series moves on to the ALCS, the American League Championship Series. Who do I think is going to win this game? Boston or Houston? I'll just draw the H there. That's Houston. I think the Houston Astros are going to beat the Boston Red Sox. In how many games, I can't really say. Probably like 3 or 4. It's not going to be that long of a series. Houston Astro just has they just have more firepower. I just think they're going to be able to overtake the Boston Red Sox, considering that, even knowing that Boston has what looks like a really good team, I think the Astros are just they've just got better hitters, and I think their pitchers are going to be more determined to take a team that has not really been known to do well in the MLB and try and take it as far as they possibly can. As far as they possibly can. We move down to see now the Twins playing the Cleveland Indians in the ALDS, the American League Divisional Series. And I don't think there's any competition here. I think this series is going to go to the pitching powerhouse of the Cleveland Indians. This, I can probably say, can be a 3-game series. It may be a 4, but Cleveland Indians has got a ton of good pitchers, a lot of good starters with Corey Kluber, Carlos Carrasco, and, heck, even throw Trevor Bauer in there. As long as he doesn't cut his finger with a drone, I think the Indians should be more than good enough to defeat the Twins, maybe even sweep the Twins in the American League Divisional Series. We move on to the ALCS, where the Houston Astros play the Cleveland Indians in a 7-game series, first team to 4 wins. And I think that the Indians are going to be good enough to move on in that series too, to go to the World Series for the second time in a row. Both teams have just showed so many strengths this year, but the Cleveland Indians not really losing anybody important last year. They lost Mike Napoli, but that was so that they could get an even better hitter in Edwin Encarnacion. He has a lot of playoff experience, just like Mike Napoli. Not to mention, like I already said, those pitchers are going to be on point, hopefully, just like how they were in the remainder, or in most of the regular season. And so I just think that will be enough to take the Cleveland Indians to the World Series in 2017. This will be their 6th, I believe, World Series ever. Or 7th? Let me think. 1920, 1948, 1954, 1995, 1997, 2016, and 2017. Their 7th World Series, as they're going to try and win their 3rd World Series. So yeah, they're right now they're 2 for 6. They're going to try and go 3 for 7. We move over to the National League, where there is the National League wildcard game. Got the Colorado Rockies facing the Arizona Diamondbacks. I was really hoping that the Milwaukee Brewers would be thrown in here somewhere, if they could have taken over the Diamondbacks or maybe even the Chicago Cubs. But they were another really surprising team. They might do really well next year. We don't know. But this video is going on for a while now, so let's speed things up. Who do I think is going to win the National League Wild Card game? In case you can't tell, that is the Colorado Rockies. I think the Rockies are going to beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. I just think they're going to be more determined to make it to the second round. I don't think anybody has this team making it to the World Series, besides maybe Colorado Rockies fans. But, I just think they're going to overcome the obstacle that has been the Diamondbacks. And I think the Colorado Rockies are going to play the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NLDS. Now we move up to see the number 3 seed Chicago Cubs play the home advantage Washington Nationals, who have they've made it to the playoffs a lot recently, but just can't seem to really make it past this round. Who do I think is going to win in this series, in this best-of-5 series? Ooh, look at that artwork. That is a W for the Washington Nationals. Here, I'll put the little thing there that they have on that W. That is beautiful. But yeah, I think the Washington Nationals are going to make it past the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are not going to repeat their championships. Too bad, but I just think the Washington Nationals are going to make it further this year than they did last year and just overcome their frustrations and everything that they had last year, and they're going to make it to the NLCS. Now we've got the Colorado Rockies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't think there's any real competition here. I think the LA Dodgers are going to make it to the ALCS. I don't think that's that bad, actually. But yeah, I think the LA Dodgers are going to make it to the NLCS to play the Washington Nationals. Now, who do I think is going to win this? After many years of not really doing anything, I think the Dodgers are going to play the Cleveland Indians in the World Series. The Indians have that little thing on their logo. Alright. I think the Los Angeles Dodgers are just going to be a bit of a better team with Clayton Kershaw. And I think they're going to be able to just squeak past the Nationals in 5, 6, maybe even 7 games. Either way, I can tell you this is not going to be an easy series, and it is not going to be a sweep for the Dodgers. But they will make it through to the World Series, where they will play the Cleveland Indians. And who do I think is going to win this series? Well, for the first time since 1948, I think the Cleveland Indians are going to win the 2017 World Series. In how many games? I'm going to say in 6 games. Now, I'm no baseball expert, but I think the Cleveland Indians are going to win the World Series in 6 games over the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers don't have much on their pitching side, while they do have some really good pitchers in Yu Darvish and Clayton Kershaw. The Indians have the amazing pitching lineup in Carlos Carrasco, Corey Kluber. Danny Salazar's been getting a little better. I mean, you've even got Mike Clevenger, who has just surprised everyone this year with how well he's pitching. It's going to be hard for this Dodgers team to beat the Indians. And for the first time since 1948, the Cleveland Indians are going to win the World Series. But you gotta remember, this is Cleveland, so maybe the Dodgers will win the World Series. We don't know. Like I said, I'm not a professional baseball analyst or anything. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching my predictions for the 2017 World Series. And I will see you guys later with a new video. Peace.
you.